Greetings all, it's Max, and we're back, and we're doing another movie review. This time it's the sequel to The Encounter, the one that I just did, and by some miracle, my video editing software decided to work, because what's happening is I'm having to use my like handycam thing, as opposed to a webcam, which I did just get, thanks to the Body of Christ, and I'm going to hook that up and probably be using that from now on, because when I do these reviews, they take about 10 minutes, and that's like a gigabyte of data. It's going to take all day to upload that, and I have pretty bad internet. Small town, you know, that's how it goes. So anyways, we're going to talk about The Encounter. Paradise Lost came out in 2012. The overall synopsis of this is essentially the same as the first movie. You've got a half a dozen people that are trapped on sort of a resort island because of a tsunami. And they're all from different walks of life, and you've got sort of like a drug lord there who's there to I guess move drugs. That's what it is. You have his bodyguard who's there. You have the two owners of the establishment that are there, and you of course have Jesus, and you also have the drug dealer's girlfriend that are in this movie. And this movie stars David A.R. White. David A.R. White, I will, hopefully my software will work, I'll be able to put pictures of these people, was the one who directed The Encounter, the first movie. He also stars in like Revelation Road, a lot of movies that are on Pure Flix. He's going to be a star or a director. I think he pretty much produces all of them. I'm not positive on that, but you'll see a lot of this guy if you watch Pure Flix movies. Also stars Bruce Marchiano. Bruce Marchiano. He is the man who plays Jesus. Also there's the Encounter series that's on Netflix. I'll probably cover that next, if not Revelation Road or something like that, but that's the actor's name. He also plays Daniel, I think, in the book of Daniel. I'm not positive on that. It's been a while since I've seen that movie, but I know he plays other people. Gary Daniels, who has been in quite a few things. He's a guy who's like an actual martial artist kickboxer. He's the one who plays the bodyguard of Robert Miano. Robert Miano's a really good actor and is also in a lot of Pure Flix. He's the one who plays Bruno in this movie, the guy who's moving drugs. Riff Hutton is the hotel owner, the resort owner, whatever it is, who went from selling stocks and things like that and made a whole bunch of money and bought his resort. And that's the main characters that are in this. A lot of the other people are unknowns. So let's get into the story. The hotel owner, the resort owner, Riff Hutton's character, is really distraught and upset because his son was killed in some sort of a storm accident or something like that. So that's where that character is coming from. The character of Bruno, of course, is a guy who wants to move drugs through there, who is working for the devil, or Deville. They call the guy Deville, who is also a very good actor. And then we have, of course, Jesus, who makes appearances through it. And David A.R. White's character is a guy for revenge, and he wants revenge against drug dealers because drugs killed his sister when they were young. So that's the basics of the characters and their motivations in there. And of course, like the original Encounter, they are all stuck. This is written by the same person who wrote The Encounter. What did I think of I mean, you can kind of tell what's going to happen. It's basically The Encounter, except in a different location with different people with different problems. What did I think of this movie? No, don't like it. Don't like it at all. I give it like a 5 out of 10. And I actually was thinking after I watched it, this is a 4 out of 10 movie. But there are some good scenes. There is some good spiritual stuff in it. The problem is they went for a different direction, and that A.R. White's character, I forget even what they call him in the show, But they wanted to make it an action movie for the first third or something to set up his character, and going after Robert Miano's character. And this is set in Thailand, and I think they're actually on location. I think it's Thailand. I'm not positive on that, but it's set in an Asian island place. I don't know. But why do I give it a 5? It wasn't for the story. I'll say the acting by everybody was very good with what they're given. I think the acting was very good. But they spent too much time doing this James Bond thing. I think they could have handled that a lot better. And when it gets to where Jesus shows up, see, the people at the resort are actually taken hostage. Everybody else is left because of the tsunami. And then Bruno shows up and takes the people that are left there hostage. And Jesus shows up. So nobody can leave because of the tsunami. They're waiting for the boats to come in to get their drugs going and stuff like that. And I felt that everybody accepted him as Jesus, like right off the bat. The only person who wasn't letting him talk really was the person who was supposed to be saved. The hotel owner's wife was supposed to be saved, and she's like, nah, it's a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of crap. Everybody else just let Jesus talk. Whereas in the first one, nobody believed he was Jesus. You had a couple of saved people that were in the diner in the original encounter, and they were the ones who would listen and let him talk and actually believed him. And everybody else is like, no, you're out of your mind. In this one, even murdering drug dealers let him talk. And I don't know if at what point they believe he's Jesus, but if you're taking people hostage and you have this other guy, why do you just let him speak freely when you shouldn't believe that he's Jesus? And it kind of goes through that where Jesus has conversations with all these different people, and he's telling them things that he shouldn't be able to know. And I think that people made the transition way too soon to where Jesus can just save people and do what he's going to do. And then the third act is another action thing. And it's like, they should have just cut that out. I mean, a lot of people will like it. I read the comments on IMDb. I'm looking at it. I have it up on my screen. I think I got a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb. And the comments on there are people liked it, and some people liked it better than the first one. I'm not one of those people. I did not like this movie. It's okay. I've seen it probably 3 times now. No. And when I pulled up the information on it, I think the reason that I don't like it is because there's the camera direction and the cinematography is all off. A lot of times things are shot where people are completely out of center. Like they're shot like this, right? They're shot like this. Like half the movie is shot where the guy who is speaking is shot like this. And there's nothing, which way do I got to go here? It's all opposite. There's nothing going on here in the background at all. So there's no point in shooting it like that. Why would you shoot a movie like that? You want people to be front and center. Having a conversation with someone, you don't do this. And there are a lot of places where they should have used wide-angle shots, and they didn't. It seemed like they only had like maybe 2 cameras for this production, if that. They could have only had 1, honestly. Did not like that. And when I looked them up, it says right in the movie credits there's like 3 directors that are all Thailand names. They're all Asian names that I can't pronounce. And when you pull it up on IMDb, some other guy gets the credit for directing this movie, and I didn't write down his name. It's something Smith, which is like S-M-Y-T-H. It's spelled weird. But you look under him, and his only directing credit is this one movie. And I think that is where it fails. That is where I think it just... You can't have 4 directors. Why David A.R. White did not direct, probably because he was a main member of the cast. He should have directed it. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because he directed The Encounter. Really good. Really good. He directs some other things that are also very good. Acting-wise, he's serviceable. He's serviceable, but we have to remember that these really aren't very professional actors. They just want to make Christian movies, okay? There are quite a few movies with professional actors in them, like Kevin Sorbo, and the guy who plays Cliff Clavin on Cheers is in a few of them. So there is some pros in there, but for the most part, they're actors that say, you know, they do an open casting call, and whoever can read the lines, they're like, okay, you got the part, you know. So you know, I'll give some grace to the acting, and like I said, I thought the acting was actually pretty solid by everybody. A.R. White, but for everybody, even people with no credits to their name. There was an Asian girl, Mimi, who was Bruno's girlfriend, who was addicted to heroin, and was like sold into prostitution or something, and Bruno rescued her, and Jesus helps her out. But she never acted in anything before, and she did a decent job. The other problem that I had was Bruno. You see Robert Miano, he's like 75 years old. And this person who's supposed to be his main squeeze or his girlfriend is like 17 or something. And that kind of bugged me. The first time I watched it, it really didn't, because you figure, yeah, some drug lord's probably going to do that. I mean, probably going to have some young chick around. But I thought that a 50-year age gap is kind of a lot. That's kind of a stretch. That also bothered me about the movie. There's no reason not to watch it, I'll say. I mean, it's a passable movie, and you may enjoy it. There are a lot of people out there who like this movie better than The First Encounter. I did not. I did not at all. Not with 4 directors on it. Bad dialogue. Situations that don't really make sense when you're holding people hostage. There's some problems that I had. Problems that I had with it. So with that, hopefully I can use my editing software and actually put in the pictures of these people and make this a little more entertaining than just my face. I do have my flannel. You see that? You see that? It's way too hot for flannel, by the way. I don't know why that guy wears it. It's way too hot. Just wear a t-shirt. Whatever. That's his thing. That's his thing. So with that, we're out of here.